in this field here, Joe, we had a few sheep in here, about 50 sheep in here in the month of mid-November for about 3 to 4 weeks. Just graze the place down, clean it up, and then we're moved on up along to other fields on the farm. Generally getting about 50 to 60 sheep for a period of maybe 8 to 10, maybe 10 to 12 weeks depending. Just in the year gone, they were removed from the farm around the second week of January. This field here didn't get any slurry applied to it this year. There was farmyard manure applied at the end of 2023. This field was reseeded back in 2021. Prior to I entering the organics system, I carried out reseeding on this field, and the seed I used at the time was a ryegrass, primarily for silage cutting. With regard to the yield, we did a measurement here onto this field. This field was the field that was reseeded back in 21, and in comparison to the fields above, it's doubling the volume and weight that we're getting. So between the overall amount of ground I'm cutting, which is 21 acres, I'm expecting somewhere in around 200 bales. For the winter, I would be budgeting somewhere in around between 250 and 300 bales. So after this cut, I'll just make a call and see how much more I need, and I can easily close off more land for another cut sometime in the middle of July. That's my intention, maybe end of July. We also have carried out a measure on other fields up along, which were not reseeded, and they have a dry matter somewhere about half of what we've got in this field here. On some of those fields, we're looking at carrying out a reseeding exercise immediately after the silage being complete. Once the silage has been made and removed off the field, I'll be applying approximately 2,000 gallons of liquid slurry to the land here by means of a trail shoe. Up along in some of the other fields that were not reseeded in about 30 years, we're looking at reseeding a field up further, which is approximately 7.5 acres. And on that I will be applying farmyard manure immediately after the bales have been removed off the field. That will be followed then by ploughing and power harrowing, which will then be followed on by the seeding. With regard to the two areas that I'm looking at reseeding, I've applied for the payments there under the BIS of those. One is the multi-species sward and the other is the red clover, and they're worth €300 per hectare. Well, I can see the benefit of reseeding and getting a better yield. This area here was reseeded back in 21, as I said, prior to going to organics, and the measure we carried out there earlier on, the measuring exercise, I was getting double the volume and quantity of grass from this area as opposed to the areas above that haven't been reseeded in 25-30 years. So I think it's important to carry out a reseeding exercise, and that will be then carried out in other fields the following year, field by field basis. The area that I'm looking at reseeding is primarily the areas that are going to be used for the silage. I have 30 acres of land which is on the upper part of the farm hill, and that will not be ploughed. There's a lovely mix of biodiversity and flora and fauna up in that area, so I feel that it's a balance. And I also have quite a lot of forestry here. There's somewhere in around 60 hectares of mature woodland, being a mix of broadleaf and conifers, and again in there's also a good mix of biodiversity.